Can a grill company make a pizza oven that can rival the pizza ovens that are already on the market? Grilla Grills has launched their first ever dedicated pizza oven called the Pie-Ro, and today we're putting it to the test. I'm David Gafford, and here at the Barbecue Lab, we test over 100 different outdoor cooking appliances each year to help you find the best gear to add to your cooking arsenal. This isn't a sponsored video. Grilla did send us this pizza oven to test, but there haven't been any notes given to us, and there's been no promise of a positive or even of us creating a video. We're just showing you our experience with this new oven, so if that's for you, let's dive in. The Pie-Ro is a pellet-powered pizza oven. So from the start, we have a different fuel method than we see from the Ooni and the Gosneys of the world. Let's start by getting under the hood of the Pie-Ro and see how this thing works. Now, before I forget, stick with us because in just a bit, I'm going to share a discount code with you that you can use on the Grilla Grills website to save yourself some money. Let's start by giving you a tour of the Pie-Ro before we even fire it up. First thing, this door hinges open from the bottom all the way down here. So hinges open, closed, which is lovely. One of the things I really like about this is that this is a hinge top lid. If you come over here, you can see this. This little latch is what keeps this hinge down. But if I take that up, I can go ahead and lift this open. And when you talk about easy cleaning, it's all right here, which is quite lovely. This is the stone. We can go ahead and take the stone off, but it is a stone that's about yay thick. Under the stone, we have the rotating mechanism, and this comes out as well. You can just lift it out. To put it back on, you just bring this down, put the shaft inside, drop it into place, and you have to wiggle it around a little bit until you find the right position. And there you go. What you see right here, this is the thermometer or the temperature sensor. This is what's giving you the internal temperature of the oven, and it's on the back wall, just opposite the side of the pellet burn cup. This is the pellet burn cup. You can see that the auger feeds pellets right inside of this cup. This allows pellets to burn and shoot that fire right up here on the back side of this to be able to keep temperature inside of the cooking chamber. Before we close this up, I want you to see that there's an oven grade gasket all the way around this top. So it's a hinge top lid, but this gasket does help keep the smoke down inside. So as you close this, you can see gasket seals all the way around, which is quite nice. If you look at the front, you can see there's a gasket all the way around the window as well. So when this is closed, you have a gasket closing the door, you have a gasket closing the flip top lid, so this is a closed chamber. On the left side of the unit, you see this little latch. If you open this up, this is the pellet hopper. You fill this hopper full of wood pellets. I believe it'll take 10 pounds at a time. There's a slope here to be able to feed those pellets down to the auger. That auger feeds them into the burn cup. So this is your 10-pound hopper for the unit. For those of you who like to crack a beverage, there is a bottle opener on the front left-hand side, right underneath the digital controller. Let's go ahead and power on the controller so you guys can take a look. Right out of the gate, it says to power on Pie-Ro, hold the power button for 5 seconds, or to enter Wi-Fi setup, hold the next button for 5 seconds. You have to make that choice at the beginning, which one you want. So let's start by doing the Wi-Fi setup. When you open the Grilla app, it says, welcome to the family, choose your product. So we'll choose our product. We want the Pie-Ro. It says plug it in, which we've done. Touch the power button, which we've done. Confirm Bluetooth is enabled on your phone, correct. And hold pause for 5 seconds to put it in Bluetooth mode. Okay. All right, it says next is clean and insert the pizza stone, which we've done. Insert pellets. All right, we confirm the oven is plugged in. Hold the power button on the oven. And we are going to do that and get this thing seasoned. If you've already seen enough and you think that this is the pizza oven for you, you can use the code BBQLAB at checkout to save 15% on your order. It's just our way of saying thanks for joining us here at the Barbecue Lab, and it's not just exclusive to this pizza oven. If you're interested in a Grilla grill, you should try this code before you make a purchase. We have easy to find links in the description of this video, and if you click in the description, the discount will be automatically applied for you. The code BBQLAB or the link will get you the discount, so save some money buying the gear that's right for you. To give the Pie-Ro a thorough test, I invited 20 guys to the lab to cook a total of 24 pizzas. I wanted to test the hopper capacity in real time during an event to see how long it would last without needing to add fuel. We also let some rookie pizza makers make their own pizzas and take control of the Pie-Ro to see how they fared. I think you'll see that we had a lot of fun. I know Melissa and I had a lot of fun with the guys, and here's a few things that we learned. We started by making a gluten-free pizza, which cooks at a lower heat, and that was easy with the digital controller. Next, it was Neapolitan time, so we cranked the oven up to 800 degrees for the rest of the night. The Pie-Ro ran for more than 3 hours without adding fuel. Now that's a win in my book. Our rookie pizza makers found success with the Pie-Ro. They liked that there wasn't any rotating that they needed to worry about with the auto-rotating stone. Super easy for beginner pizza makers. Now in just a second, I'm going to compare this pellet-powered pizza oven to a wood oven and a gas oven, but before I do, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, if you had the Pie-Ro in your backyard, what else besides pizza would you cook on a pizza oven that can go between 180 and 800 degrees Fahrenheit? Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to try to cook in this oven. After making pizza for over 3 hours, we knew we'd have a mess to clean up, and here's what it's like cleaning the Pie-Ro. Since we let some inexperienced pizza makers have a go, we have some extra mess to clean up. The window was pretty messy, but most of it came off with soap and water. For the drips of sauce that baked on for hours, we found that a razor blade made quick work to get our window back to factory clean. The stone had at least one pie that suffered a torn crust, so we had toppings all over this stone. The Grilla scraper and brush made cleanup easy, as the scraper pushed all of the debris off the stone into the bottom of the oven. The lid hinges, which makes it easy to lift off the stone and set it aside. The other components lift out as well, which gave us easy access with our small shop vac. A quick sweep of the pellet burn pot and the bottom of the cooking chamber meant that we were back in business. And for those of you who don't like to clean, my favorite way to clean the Pie-Ro is actually this. Clean. If you compare the Pie-Ro to other pellet-fueled ovens, there are a few definitive differences that I want to point out. First, this oven needs electricity to operate. Many of the pellet ovens aren't electric, but this one needs power. Not an issue if you're in your backyard, but if you're planning to take it to the beach, this may not be the oven for you. Almost every other pellet-powered oven we've tested only has enough pellet storage in the oven for a 5 to 10 minute burn time. It's frustrating when you're trying to cook pizza to need to load more pellets every 5 minutes with other ovens. I didn't think there was any way this hopper would last 3 hours, but it did, and I'm a huge fan of not needing to monkey with the temperature regulation and just focus on the pizza process. It's as easy as a pellet grill to operate. Just set the digital temperature and get cooking. That's much different from most pellet-fueled ovens. One last difference would be the rotating stone. I don't know of any other pellet-powered ovens that have a rotating stone, so this is a standout. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want more videos just like this. Technically, this is a wood oven, since wood pellets are made of extruded wood. Most people, when they think of a wood oven, are expecting a wood log to be thrown on the fire, so let's compare the Pie-Ro versus a wood oven. Right out of the gate, a wood oven doesn't need electricity. The Pie-Ro uses electricity for the digital controller, built-in fan, and the rotating pizza stone. With a wood oven, you need to add a new split of wood every 5 to 10 minutes to keep the temperature up. I was curious whether the guys could tell a difference between a pellet-fired pizza and a wood-fired pizza cooked in my Alpha 4 Pizzelle. So I sent them all around the corner for a few minutes while Melissa and I cooked identical pepperoni pizzas in each oven. We brought them back around and had them inspect each pizza visually before doing a blind taste test. As it turns out, most of the guys were able to guess which oven cooked each pizza, but several of the guys had some interesting thoughts on this little experiment.
To me, it seemed like the toppings will cook more evenly. And to me, that one has a better taste than the wood.
For the pellet grill, it just seemed like, of all things, the meat, because I had a pepperoni on both, it was a little more flavorful coming from that one than it was from the wood burn. So that's why I think that one was better for me.
I like the pizza from B the best. I like the crust. I like the way it tastes better than A.
So I tasted A and B, and I thought B was a better tasting pizza, and so I was giving credit to the wood-fired oven for giving a more quality pizza. However, I was incorrect in that it actually came from the pellet grill. So I'm shocked and surprised that I actually preferred a pellet-fired pizza over a wood-fired pizza.
The majority of the pizza ovens you see on the market today are gas or propane-powered ovens. They use a gas flame to heat the oven interior, and there's no wood involved. With a gas oven, all you need is the oven and a gas source. With the Pie-Ro, you need both wood pellets and electricity. A gas oven is really pretty clean. There's no residue left from the gas as it burns. With wood pellets, there is ash that's a part of the cook. If you're cooking with wood splits, you'll get pops and cracks from the wood that kicks ash and charcoal onto the pizza stone. The same thing with wood pellet fires. There's ash from the pellets burning that is blown around in the cooking chamber. Gas doesn't have either of those factors. Both wood pellet and gas ovens bring consistent temperature control, though most gas ovens we used don't have a way to order up your exact temperature like the Pie-Ro. Here's a couple of questions the guys asked during our time cooking on the Pie-Ro that you might be wondering about as well. How long does it take to preheat? From the time we pressed ignite until the time the digital readout said 800 degrees was 15 minutes in our testing. I would still give it another 10 minutes after that to let the pizza stone absorb that 800 degree heat, but you could be cooking in just 15 minutes. How long does it take for the stone temperature to recover? If you want crispy pizza bottoms, this is important. We measured the stone before launching a pizza and then measured the temperature as soon as that pizza finished. We saw a drop from 810 to 679 degrees for a temperature loss of about 130 degrees on the stone surface. We measured again after 2 minutes of recovery time and got a stone temperature of over 800 degrees, giving the Pie-Ro a 2-minute bounce back between pizzas. They also asked, what does the bottom of the crust look like? Our first pizza on the Pie-Ro had a rather soft bottom crust because I don't think we waited long enough for the entire stone to preheat. Once we got a few pizzas in and the oven had been on for about a half hour, the bottom crust was quite brown and rigid, just like we like it. Now that I've cooked about 20 pizzas on the Pie-Ro, here's my thoughts about the oven. I've tested 4 or 5 pellet-powered pizza ovens in the past few years, and this by far has the most technology and is the easiest to use. The digital controller makes maintaining temperature a no-brainer, and the hopper lasts 3 hours or more without a need to refill. That's been my #1 beef with pellet-powered pizza ovens. Most don't have a continuous feed system for pellets, and the Pie-Ro solves that problem. Add in the rotating pizza stone where you don't have to turn your pizza every 15 seconds, and this is one of the easiest pizza ovens to operate that we've tested. The drawbacks that I see on the Pie-Ro is that the wood pellet system brings ash into the cooking chamber. You'll want to keep the wire brush and scraper handy to brush off the ash before you're ready to launch a pizza. It's just part of using a wood-fueled fire. The second thing I'd like to see them change in the future would be the slope of the wood pellet hopper. Around the 3-hour mark in our cooking, the fire started to go out, and I assumed that it was out of pellets. I opened the hopper and there were still pellets inside, but they weren't gravity feeding into the auger. I think a little higher slope would solve that in the next build, but this just proved that it was more efficient than I thought it would be. I assumed that it was out of pellets when there were actually some left, So, good for the Pie-Ro. If you'd like to add the Pie-Ro to your backyard arsenal, use the code BBQLAB at checkout to save 15% on your purchase. You can find the links and discount codes below in the description. Now I'm curious, how many of you have made it this far in the video and haven't connected that Pie-Ro is an abbreviation for pie rotation or rotating pizza oven? If you didn't, now you do. I'm David. Behind the camera is Ethan. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.